Well, all righty. Well, we got a little bit of our offense we're going to have to look at because I know that the quarterback battle that's going to be ongoing. One of these days, you're going to see a question from the channel on the post links. Who would you prefer to be quarterback? Ty Simpson, Keelan Russell, and our other guy, Austin Mack. How can we forget about Austin Mack? You don't forget about
Yeah,
him.
Austin Mack, he sometimes can be forgotten. So it's like, yeah, I mean, because everybody's like Ty Simpson, Keelan Russell. You got Austin Mack, he's there too. Don't really think legitimately he's likely to be the QB1, but you never know. Gotta give him his props.
True. And we got our buddy Will and D giving out a hey guys, what is up, good buddy Will? Note to self, if Alabama plays VCU, we may just have to do a watch party for this channel. For it, if Alabama VCU is on a Thursday night, well, or Friday night, we may just have to move call in show down the Friday night. That way we can do like Alabama VCU watch party, and all of you are invited.
That would be awesome.
But of course, we've got our running backs, Jam Miller, coming back.
Oh, yeah, and Justice Haynes transferring.
Goodbye, Justice Haynes.
We're upset about that, but we got Jam Miller back, and we got a lot of young guys in Richard Young, Daniel Hill, so running back room, I mean, it's not like it was where we used to have like two dominant backs, but I think it's going to be fine for 2025.
True.
Wide receiver room, we got Ron Williams. We got Bernard back. He's an experienced guy. What we need, though, is some of these young guys. We need one young guy to step up. True. Isaiah Horton's a big addition, too, the Miami transfer. But I still think out of all those redshirt freshmen and sophomores right there, one of those guys needs to break out because Ron Williams can't be, getting double teamed as much as he was this past season.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, we got Jeremy Bernard, Isaiah Horton. I want to see more of Bubba Hampton, to tell you the truth, and Derek Meadows. I want to see some magic that they can bring out, especially when we're playing in week 2. Because, I mean, it's like we'll be bringing in our second stringers for week 2. I want to see what Meadows can bring out.
Yeah, you never know how good these guys are until you get them out there on the field. I mean, I know in practice you can kind of tell, like, hey, this guy's going to be a breakout player, but until they're, out there on the field when it matters, when it's live game action and it counts, you're never going to know. And some of these guys, highly recruited, very talented looking guys on paper, get them out there. Just test run them. Let's see what they got. And if one of them breaks out, and can really compliment Ryan Williams and Isaiah Horton and Bernard, I think Alabama's receiver room will be better than last season.
Agreed.
Bubba just takes one.
That's funny, Troy V. With a name like Bubba, he better be at Bama.
A lot of people are mad at a certain Bubba right now, Bubba Cunningham.
Oh, Lord.
So, yeah, not a popular name right now.
Oh, yeah. It'll be fun seeing what Bubba Hampton brings out.
Were you shocked that like Kobe Prentice and Kendrick Law didn't really work out?
Sad, but not surprised, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought both would be better.
And we got our tight ends like Josh Cuevas, and we got a backup in Danny Lewis Jr.
And CJ Dupree's graduating. The transfer from Maryland. I mean, he didn't catch many passes. He was more of a blocking tight end.
Yeah, and we're going to have Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchett joining us. That's going to be neat.
Yeah, maybe one of them can break out. We'll see.
Hey, I mean, it's always good to have your tight ends break out because I mean that's always a good sign because that way you don't get overly reliant on Brian Williams. Because I mean, look what happened to us last year in the ReliaQuest Bowl. We got overly reliant on Brian Williams, and it bit us in the rear.
Absolutely. And I mean, I know Alabama really hasn't had that many like elite tight ends. Like we had OJ Howard, like he had a good, career, but like we haven't had like a Tyler Warren, or Brock Bowers, like we don't really do that. It's been mostly like receivers and running backs, but it'd be cool if Bama had a really good tight end, like a really good tight end that was a threat in the pass game. That would help Ryan Williams out a lot.
Agreed. I mean, that would be neat. I'm ready to see where we can have like another pass catcher besides Williams and Bernard for 2025.
Yeah,
I mean,
Horton's a good bet to help, but still, I think one of those young guys needs to break out. One of them does.
there we go. I can't wait to see what Horton can bring out. I'm excited about Horton. Horton here's a pass. He's going to get it. So he's going to be hatching some eds for us in no time. And there's all offensive line. Caden Proctor, of course, but we got Gino Van DeMark, Parker Brailsford, Jaden Roberts, Wilkin Formby. And there's plenty of our backups, Rock Montgomery, no relation to the state capital of Alabama. Cam Dewberry, Arkle Anugwam. What kind of name is that? A lot, man. Some of these names, it's going to take
that name's literally Claus with a C, but it's an O. So, like, I have no idea. I mean, you got an easy one in Casey Poe. You can say that. And William Sanders. Those are easy. I mean, yeah. Tyler Booker going off to the draft. I mean, is what it is. He looks like he's going to be drafted pretty high. So, good. It's good for him. Definitely excited to see where he ends up. And they lost a few guys to the portal, but for the most part, like their offensive line, it's pretty experienced. They got a few returners. Caden Proctor, obviously, the big name that everybody remembers from the Iowa situation last year. So he's back. But same thing with the other positions. Just need some of these backups to start breaking out. That was the thing that Alabama didn't have this past season. A lot of young guys did not step up. Ryan Williams, obviously, but a lot of other guys did not step up. They need some of these younger guys to break out this year.
Yeah, I mean, we got to have our offensive line give us some protection.
Mac Jones, Jake Coker, these type of quarterbacks who were not great won national titles because of great offensive lines, great defenses. And obviously, in the case of Coker, you had, Derrick Henry. And with Mac Jones, you had Devontae Smith. So, like, they had elite players around him, but the offensive line was elite. In the last few years, our offensive line has not been elite. We got to get back to having an elite offensive line, especially if Keelan Russell's the guy because he's going to be young. You want to be able to protect him and not have him get rattled or injured. So, I mean, Alabama's offensive line must be better.
True.